We have breezy conditions in the forecast for tomorrow as well. From the National Weather Service out of Elko, this red flag warning has been posted for mainly tomorrow afternoon and throughout the early evening because of those gusty winds on the way. Still gusts up to around 30 or 35 miles per hour and super low humidity out there for the valley locations. 93 degrees is your current temperature, mostly sunny skies, but that smoke today has been pouring in from California and throughout western Nevada, also up around the Tahoe Basin. Very low relative humidity there at just 7% on the valley floor. And in terms of the air quality, not the best out there for early this evening. It is listed as moderate for the Truckee Meadows. And you can see on the visible satellite picture, it's just like if you're up in an airplane looking down, taking a black and white photo, and this is of course an animation over the past several hours. You can see that white murkiness right there, and throughout northern California all of that smoke is pouring in throughout far western Nevada because of those westerly winds out there for this afternoon. Now on the valley floor in Carson City at 90 degrees, we have upper 70s to the lower 80s around South Lake Tahoe and Truckee, and 97 in Fallon. On the satellites and radar way up here, of course, we can see what's going on across the west coast and the Pacific, and an area of high pressure has built up over California and Nevada, and basically the same weather pattern will exist over the next several days. Lots of sunshine, though some areas of smoke, and high temperatures for now in the Reno-Sparks area into the 90s, but we do have that advertised cooling trend for next week with those highs dropping down to the 80s. I'm liking that part of the forecast for sure. Overnight tonight down to 57, mostly clear skies, some areas of smoke and haze, and decreasing wind after sunset. It's going to be breezy over the next couple of hours. 94 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and those gusts later in the day once again up to about 30. High temperatures out there for central and eastern Nevada, a mix from the 80s to the 90s, including the upper 80s around McDermott. 94 in Battle Mountain, some gusts later in the day up to about 35 miles per hour. And again, that red flag warning has been posted, especially for western Elko County. We have upper 80s there in Winnemucca, 97 in Hawthorne. Temperatures for Mono County into the 80s once again, and that very cold start in Bridgeport all the way down to 39 degrees. For far western Nevada, the wind will get going once again for late in the afternoon or early in the evening. High temperatures once again into the 90s, and check out that cold low in Truckee. Yes, all the way down to 35 degrees, so the jacket is needed in the morning, not so in the afternoon. Into the mid 80s and breezy to windy conditions to the north of Interstate 80, and those high temperatures a mix once again from the 80s to the 90s. We have 88 degrees in Portola, 93 in Spanish Springs, and breezy conditions for later in the afternoon around the Truckee Meadows. And again, we do have that cooling trend on the way for next week, but not so much for the weekend. A hot forecast out there, mostly sunny skies into the mid 90s. There's that cooling trend for next week, mid to the upper 80s for the Reno-Sparks area Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday under partly cloudy skies. And your extended forecast for Carson City into the 90s for now, a very hot weekend still. And then for next week, we have 80s, partly cloudy skies, and mid to the upper 70s for Lake Tahoe Tuesday through Thursday.
Bring on the 80s. That sounds pretty good all around.
Yeah, it looks good for next week, but of course we have to contend with the smoke and haze probably over the next couple of days that it's coming in from California.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Brandon.
Yeah.